Om Shanti. So, welcome all of you. And before we begin, as usual, we'll spend a minute in silence to invoke the Supreme Divine Being. So, welcome all of you to the episode 30 of Values for Life series, and it's on perseverance. So, why did we choose this value in January? So, just to let you know a bit about why we thought we could do this. This month is a very sacred month. Let me just first cover it from the Lokik point of view. It's a month for new beginnings, month to make New Year resolutions. And all of us know we sometimes falter on our New Year resolution as it approaches 7th or 8th Jan, so by today. It's important that we persevere onto whatever we want to achieve in our life on that New Year's day. And if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, I would just want to tell all of you who don't know about this here that the founder father of the Brahma Kumaris, whom we lovingly call Brahma Baba, this month was that month on 18 January, whereby he achieved his perfect and complete stage, what we call the Avyakt stage, the bodiless stage. And it was a lot of perseverance in his effort which he had made, which made him achieve this. So we thought that this January month reminds us of Brahma Baba very often, and we chose two values in this month. One is perseverance and second is obedience. And as we speak, it reminds me that last January we had taken two other such values which also helped us in developing that perfect stage, that was concentration and determination. So with this little bit background of why we have chosen today perseverance, I would now request Sister Claudia from Vancouver to welcome Asha Didi. Over to you, Sister Claudia.
Om Shanti, Asha Didi.
Om
Welcome.
Shanti.
Welcome to our first program of this year. Happy New Year to you and to all of you who are here. And I think you are going to help us to build a very nice beginning of this year. So with this value you are going to explain today to us, will make us strong. And then the new year is going to come very nice. Thank you, and some rules from you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Sister Claudia. And I won't be introducing Asha Didi in great length about her biodata because all of us are aware of her. But she's a very sweet senior sister, and she is instrumental in looking after as a director for the Om Shanti Retreat Center, which is in the northern India campus of Brahma Kumaris. And as usual, I'll just start Didi with a few lines in the form of a poem. So Asha Didi is full of royalty and grace, and she indeed serves the world through her yogi face. Her elevated character can be labeled as ace because it's the soul consciousness with which she has touched base. In her generous heart, everyone definitely finds a place because she's miles away from caste, creed, and race. Further, she asks us on this life journey to slow down our pace and teaches us how to use the knowledge as a mace, as an instrument in the spiritual life. the mace, yet giving each one the desired respect and space to be on the open field and have a hearty graze. And a few lines on the value of perseverance today, which we are covering with her. So, today she shall enlighten us on how to persevere and give us tips on how to deal with calamities which are severe. She asks us to be a detached observer and observe so that the spiritual energy can then conserve. The original identity of the self we are then able to preserve and be ready in the world for others to serve. And finally, life then becomes a much awaited blessing which we indeed deserve, and our slogan then in life becomes to free serve, to serve freely. So, with this, I would now just give you a few housekeeping instructions as I have been asked to do that. So, bear with me for a few minutes. Uh, as you can see, you can touch the interpretation icon, and we have the interpretations in the languages. You can choose to select whichever you want to hear in. And as usual, Didi will be speaking for say around 45 to 50 minutes. And then the last 10 minutes, we can do a little bit of question and answers. You can send your questions to me later. So with this, over to Asha Didi for the talk on perseverance. Thank you, Didi. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. It is good evening with us, but I would say good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, because different time zones. Yet how beautiful it is that we are able to be at one wavelength, common wavelength, speaking about good things, learning about good things, which will help us not only throughout the year, but probably help us in achieving the goals of our life. Perseverance is such a value which is required for everything that we want to achieve. I recall our founding father, about whom Brother Manoj was speaking, and God the Almighty, Supreme. His work is to establish new era, new golden age, where everything will be pure, peaceful, viceless, and so on. All good things of the world. But who will be there? It is not a different world that is being created. Same people of this world are to be transformed. And when we say transformed, it means making ourselves better beings, to live in a better world. If I need to step into better world, automatically I have to qualify for it. And if I have to qualify, I have to work on myself. For instance, just small little example, in the better world, there will be peace, harmony, love, and respect, regard for each other, and so on. There'll be no anger, no lust, no greed, no attachment, no ego in that better world. If I want to get into that world, naturally it implies that I have to give up my anger. I have to give up my dirty habits of being greedy and so on. And while I am saying about habits, it comes to my mind, it is said, habits die hard. Habits die hard. But if you are determined and you decide that you have to give up something, you will have to work on it. But ultimately comes the time when you are the winner. We are living in such a world, and where I am placed at Om Shanti Retreat Center, I come across many people, because when people come here to learn meditation, we request them, inspire them, that they will have to give up smoking, they will have to give up drinking, they will have to give up drugs, and so on. And if they are prepared, then they take a decision. And when they take a decision, what happens is, now that habit, there was a training program for the principals of high schools at our retreat center. And one brother, right in the first day, we said that please, in this campus, no one can be smoking. If you wish to smoke, you can go out and smoke, but in the campus, you cannot. One of the principals, I was there in the class, one of the principals got up and said, "Why do you interfere in our personal lives?" I said, "Well, it is your personal life, fine, but then you can't be doing that in the campus." And something struck his mind. And he made a decision. I said to them, of course, that those of you who wish to give up smoking, I'll help you. And there's homeopathy medicine that is given. And people sometimes are able to respond well to that medicine, and they do give up. So this gentleman, he must have made that decision, and he did not come to the next class. Then I thought probably he got hurt or something wrong has gone with him. Why is it that he's not in the class? But then the others said to me, "Sister, don't worry. He will come back. So he's doing something." I said, fine. Second or the third day, he was just uncontrollable. He did not smoke first, second day, but he was feeling so uneasy, just as fish without water. Similarly, the same condition was there with him. And he was what I would say just um, pining for it, want something. Then someone came to me, said, "Sister, you said that you will give something and it will stop the urge of smoking." I said, "Nothing, but cardamom was there." So I gave him 4 or 5 pieces of cardamom. I said, "Just tell him to have this." He had it. And third day, he was able to control himself. Fourth day, he came to the class and he wept. Said, "Sister, for 40 years, I have been smoking. My daughter detests me. She hates me. My wife does not speak to me. But today, I will go with my head high and enter the house and say that I am the winner. I have given it up." There were tears in my eyes. And he came after 1 or 2 years again to the retreat center. Said, "Sister, did you recognize me, who I am?" I said, "No, where? I'm sorry, I'm not able to." I said, "I'm the same person." I felt so happy. It was purely his effort. But if he had given it up on the very first day, he would not have been the winner. There are many examples. So, perseverance is just not one day's decision. It has to be a continuous effort, and I would say daily we need to remind ourselves. I have jotted down some points, and perseverance, if we have to define it, it is the continued effort, continuous effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failures, or opposition. When we decide upon something, no doubt, there are those people who encourage us to pursue, and there are those also who say, "Why? Where is the need for it? Why do you trouble yourself? Give it up, finish." That's it. But if we continue to do it, then we are able to achieve what we want to. But what happens is, unfortunately, it is the lack of capacity for hard work that causes many people to quit well short of the finish line. Many a times, it so happens that we tend to give up. I'm reminded of a book by Ken, and in that book is said, I think it is The Last Frontier or something, I don't exactly remember the name of the book, wherein he begins his book with one instance where 2 frogs happen to fall in a milk can, and the lid is put on it. The frogs, they are inside the can, and now this can will be opened only at the destination. The milk was to be transported only at the destination. One of the frogs said, so difficult, what will happen? And it gives up, and that's it. The second frog keeps on swimming, 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 does not give up. When the lid is open at the destination, the little frog jumps out because the whole thing had become butter and he was able to. Such an inspiring instance where at times we tend to give up because it involves hard work, it involves attention. So it is a lack of capacity for hard work. Please remember, things just do not come like this. Nothing is served to you on a platter. You have to strive for it, claim it, qualify for it, deserve it. Only then you will receive it. So, many times people tend to give up. They're just about to reach this thing and they give up. I see many children who appear for Indian Administrative Service examinations or Chartered Accountancy examinations. They are very difficult ones, but they, towards the end, or doctorate in medicine, because it is very hard work. Ultimately say, that's it. No, hard work pays. And if we continue to do it, definitely the results will come. Let me share with you my own experience where we had applied for a piece of land to Delhi government because we had rented house and we wanted to have our own house where the center could be run. Now, after that, there were 2 or 3 big centers of Delhi who applied, and we were told, please don't pursue your file, your papers with the government, as these 2 centers are big ones and they also need piece of land. So your center is being run nicely, so don't worry about it, but let these 2 centers have the land. You won't believe. We did that. We honored the request of our seniors, but for 20 years, I pursued it. I used to go to the government, Delhi government office, tell them, and kept the, what do you say, light, kept the file alive. No, not, it was not put in the dead bag. So when the governor had the authority, when these 2 pieces of land were received by the government, now this third one, he said, sister, I have given you 2 pieces of land in Delhi. How can I give more? I said, well, this is the first file. They came later. And for 20 years, it has been there. And personally, I have gone to the office at least 100 times. He said to me, you have gone there 100 times? I said, I have gone there more than 100 times. And he said, okay, if you have gone there 100 times, I will definitely sanction this file. And we got it. And today we have very nice, beautiful center in North Delhi where guests from around the globe come and they take benefit. So it is continuous effort. You don't have to give up every day. And let me tell you one more thing, a very subtle thing. There are certain things that we do and which we are able to assess, which we are able to see with these eyes. But latest, we have added one more thing in perseverance, and that is your mental, your thoughts, your mental power, mind's power also. You have to do something, fine. But if you put your mind also into it, your manasa, what is said, your mind also in it, then it brings quicker results and sure results. This is why it's all of you are new, but I would like to share. This is why, you see, it must be there in your lives too. Whenever we wish to achieve something, what do? We pray. We pray. We request God. We tell our fellow beings that we need your blessings. We say that? Why? These things play a lot of good role in perseverance. The one thing that I do, but then if I'm proactive, I'm also involving others, and their mental support helps me to reach my objective, to achieve my goal. This is very subtle. We may not recognize. Why, when children go for examinations, go for tests, go for difficult things, in India, they touch the feet of their parents. They go to the temple. They seek blessings from the parents. Why? The good thoughts. They also help. So, if we are able to invoke other souls also who are able to support me mentally, then I will be able to achieve my goal easily. And then sometimes it so happens, if you are a failure, you tend to give up. What happens is, one-time failures thwart our dreams. But those who are successful people, you know, they take failures as stepping stones towards next success. We learn from failures. We learn from failures. It is said, fall 7 times, stand up 8. 7 times it may. I do not know if you have observed. I used to. If you see the ants in India, you don't have in foreign lands, but ours is a tropical country, ants, they just move in a line. And if they want to climb a wall, ant is climbing the wall, you just with a finger bring it down. Again it will go. Again it will. Again you bring it down. Again it will go. Again it will go. Ultimately what it does, it changes its course. It changes course, and you smile inside and appreciate the effort of the ant, that it has left that course but taken a different route to climb the wall. Great learning from ants. Similarly, we may fall 7 times, but the 8th time we can stand up and we can be the winner. And it is said you may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. We have in our history in India, Mahmud Ghaznavi. He invaded the Somnath temple, did not give up. 17 times he invaded, and he was successful only in the 18th. Why? He was not able to, but he did not give up. He ultimately was able to achieve his aim of taking the wealth from the Somnath temple. I recall I had the noble duty of taking some VIPs to Mount Abu. And the Prime Minister of India at that time was Sri Narasimha Rao. And many times we had met him when he was just simple person, simple member of parliament. We met him then, and it was a long relationship. Why? Many times we invited, but he wanted to come. It is not that he was saying no. He said, I will go one day, I'll go one day, I'll go one day. But he was not able to. Ultimately, when he became the Prime Minister, again we had approached him. And this time he was able to make it, and he came to Mount Abu. And in his speech he said, it was the perseverance of the sisters, determined thought of the sisters that brought me here. Many a times I rejected, I said no, but it was due to their perseverance that I am standing here. So perseverance. If you have a noble aim, and if you are really thinking that it is worthwhile, nothing wrong in persevering it. Keep doing it, and ultimately it comes up. If you want to raise down any building, dear brothers and sisters, you know, the first hammer will do nothing to the wall, but it will hurt your hands. First hammer, first blow of hammer. Second one, again it will hurt your hands. Again you do it, you'll get hurt. But ultimately, it is last one hammer that raises down the wall. It is not that the last person did it, last blow did it. No. Your continued continuous hammering of the wall, continuous hammering. Each single one was making it weaker, weaker, and ultimately it comes down. Similarly, there are occasions when we feel, well, not possible, but keep continuing it. Do it. Keep continuing it. And then it happens. While I was analyzing the whole process, there are certain steps, I would say. And step one, set the right goals and make sure your goals are worthy of your perseverance. For this, we need knowledge, wisdom, foresightedness. If I set a goal which is not achievable one, no point in pursuing it. So sometimes people say, oh, you are just imagining something which is impossible. To bring the stars down from the skies. Impossible thing. But we have to see, we need to have knowledge, we need to have wisdom and foresightedness. See whether it is possible or not. So the goals should be set. Step two, create a strategy. And for this, we need planning, learning from others' experiences, knowing our own mistakes, and understanding our own strengths and weaknesses. Assess yourself. Assess yourself. Proper planning and learning from one's own experiences and from others' experiences too. And also knowing our own strengths and weaknesses. If I know my weakness, I will be able to set my plan in such a way where I'm able to receive that help from others. It will give me an opportunity. So I should know my own weakness. But I would also say one thing, kindly don't become mistake conscious, weakness conscious. If you become weakness conscious, you will lose self-confidence. You will lose faith in the self. So, it is essential that we know our good points, powerful points, strengths, and also know our weaknesses. Step 3, recall past achievements. And this gives us more of self-confidence. When we are reminded, when you look at your own life and see how much you have done, recall your past experiences. And this will give you more confidence. There are many things, in people in the world, they adopt different kinds of ways to get their work done. But we are spiritual people. We neither give money nor we adopt any other way to get our work done. No, it is purely spiritual strength, spirituality. So if this is developed, then what happens is there are several other qualities that start emerging in the self. So step 4 would be to take a step, gather strength, gather courage, and take a step, initiate at least. Keep thinking will not suffice, but initiate. And for this, we need courage, enthusiasm, zeal, and vision. Courage, enthusiasm, zeal, and vision. So, take a step. In our organization, sisters, when they are given training, they're asked to learn how to speak to the public. There are some who just do not come in front of the microphone, but there are those who muster courage and have that himmat, determination. They have that enthusiasm. And although I know of a sister, she stood up, said Om Shanti, and then she forgot what all she had to say. After a minute, she says Om Shanti and comes back. Public program. But she did not give up. She never lost her enthusiasm, never lost her courage. There came a time when she became a very powerful speaker and she became the head of one of the subzones of the organization. How and why? Perseverance. Perseverance. She said, how is it that she's not able to do? She will do it. I will do it. And this thought of hers received encouragement from all of us. And we felt very happy when she was positioned in that status. Step 5. Set your pace and just keep going. Remember, on your way, you will meet competition, you will meet jealousy, you will meet criticism, many obstacles, but have faith in the self and keep going. There are many ways to win over all these things. Point is perseverance. If there is competition, I say from my experience, I never get into competition. I never like to compete. If someone wants to go ahead, fine. Yes, you move ahead. My experience is God will give you something new, some new thought, and you don't have to compete, but you will have something else again better off. Perseverance. No giving up. There'll be jealousies. Jealousies. But again, if you have magnanimous mind, your magnanimity, your generosity, your good feelings for everyone, they will meet these jealousies also. Because jealousy is negative and you are doing something positive. Positivity is raised. And again, you are ahead. Criticism, for criticism, I would say it is something very nice because criticism tells you where you are going wrong. Where you are going wrong. What is it that is not good in you? Dear brothers and sisters, your friends will never tell you your weaknesses. Only your foes, they will tell you your weaknesses. Friends will say, shabash, shabash, very nice, very nice. But your critics, they will be your real friends. Because by criticizing you, they are telling you what are the points which you need to correct. They are helping you to become perfect. So they are your friends. I remember when we were in university, our professor used to ask us to write paper, present paper in the seminar. And he used to tell us, look, the paper that you have to present, you are writing, that paper is like your child. You have to protect your paper. And to the audience, he used to say, you have to tear this whole paper into small bits. You should be so critical. And to the writer, he would say, you have to protect it like a child. And to them, he would say, break it into pieces. Similarly, dear brothers and sisters, perseverance needs your inner strength, your willpower. Where you have to protect yourself, your self-esteem. Maybe at times they attack your self-esteem, but never give up. Never give up. Just keep going. I always consider obstacles to be helpful because they allow your mind to work. You don't just get into slumber, get into sleep, but obstacles, if they're, you are always awake, always awake. Then there will be several things on the way, but don't look at the side scenes. Don't look at the side scenes. Keep moving ahead. In India, we have one mythological story of Arjun and Eklavya. It's a Pandavas. I don't know how many of you are aware of Mahabharata, but Arjuna was one who was being taught archery, bow and arrow thing, by his master. And there was some other boy. He belonged to some low caste, and the master did not accept him as a disciple. But that little boy, what he did, he created an image of his master made an idol of his master, and he started learning, practicing archery, that bow and arrow thing. And it seems he became better, better than Arjun, whom the master was personally teaching. What is it? It is pure willpower and his perseverance. He did not give up. Oh, the master did not accept me because of this. The master, Arjun, is getting this. No. He was very pakka, very determined that he has to do it, and he did it. Master got surprised from where he has learned this, because he performed better than Arjun. So things happen like that. Obstacles, etc. They teach us many, many new things. So accept them gladly. They are not there to stop you. They are there to encourage you to move ahead. Our perseverance attracts 1,000 times help of God. God says, children, you take one step and I will take 100 steps, 1,000 steps. One step of yours of courage, 1,000 steps of mine with help. It is also said, God helps those who help themselves. So we can get the help of God also. And there are others who come to your help. They start cooperating with you because you do not want to quit. You refuse to quit. I don't know if you have heard that instance where one person, he lost his shop, he lost his business, his house, everything was burned down into ashes. People went, he was not in the town. When he came, people went to him and said, this is what has happened to your shop and to your house. He was just silent. He went at the place where his shop was there, looked at it, and collected all the whatever was left, collected. Ashes were there, just collected them. And then on top of it, he had a placard written, my house is gone, my business is gone, but courage still lives. He just put up that placard. And what happened now? In a few days, people started helping him. He received so much help from all over that again he was back into his business as normal. Courage. He did not give up. He had that courage. And when you refuse to quit, then there are many people who come to your help. So great works do not need strength, but they need perseverance. Okay? They need perseverance. And if you look at the nature, you find at times there's a rope and a rock, river flowing. You'd have seen the marks on the rock. How come? Rope is very soft thing, but it makes a mark because of perseverance. So this is how it seems. Everything seems impossible until it is done. Until it is done. So perseverance ultimately needs courage, confidence, faith, wisdom. We can go on this with the explanation, but I'm sure all of you are well aware of all these. Flexibility, tolerance, focus, patience, humility, cooperation, and sometimes I would also say tactical withdrawal. Tactical withdrawal is also possible. Sometimes you are not well equipped. You are not prepared. You are not powerful enough to face the challenge. But no harm. Just tactically withdraw yourself, empower yourself, and then you can achieve it. So when we achieve something through perseverance, we value it more, isn't it? That we have done it, we got it, we did it. Now I would like you, just for 2 minutes, kindly withdraw yourself from everything. Let us practically reflect. Number one, you can give yourself this exercise. When confronted with negatives, do you persevere personally? Be honest to yourself. Or you give up? Take 1 minute, check yourself. When you're confronted with negatives, do you persevere or you tend to give up? Okay. Second question. How frequently you dwell on your personal weaknesses and bring down your self-esteem? How frequently you dwell on your personal weaknesses and bring down your self-esteem? Three, do you dwell more on your weakness or your strengths, on your failures or on your success? Okay. So this is a few thoughts on perseverance. continuous effort so that you keep the flame always lit up. Never allow it to die. It takes time. It takes time to transform our personality traits. It takes time. But we have to be patient with us. We have to be patient and tolerant too. God is patient. Daily we pray to God and say to Him, and I will be like this, I'll be like this, I will not do this. But then again we do. Yeah. So God also says, the Supreme also says, children, I'll continue to be with you. I'll continue to give you the teachings unless you are totally transformed. I will also not leave you. So, always goals need continuous attention, and this attention, if given nicely, we will achieve what we wish to achieve. Okay? Okay, Manoj Bhai, Sister Claudia. Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you.
thank you so much, Didi. Actually, it's just amazing. You were so methodical in everything, and it was your perseverance. We should learn a lot from that. Despite being such a senior sister, you always tell us that don't shy away from taking notes and reading from the notes. But it was really amazing that you gave us all the bits and pieces of how to develop those steps of perseverance. I just can't stop taking notes. Okay, I'll just ask a few questions which have come up on the chat box as well. The first one is people who are perseverant are very headstrong and dominant about what they want in life. They have their goal clear in their head. But sometimes they tend to lose this balance of being stubborn as well, ziddi. So, what is the difference between a person who's stubborn and a person who's truly perseverant? I think, sorry, Didi, we can't hear you. I think something has happened. No, not yet still. Yeah, now it's fine. Now it's okay.
No, it's fine. So stubborn is something, which is which has some negative vibrations, according to me. But being perseverant means your goal is okay, everything is, but only you need bit of a concentrated hard work. That is perseverance.
Okay, great. So it's about being negative. It's a stubbornness is a negative
Yes.
aspect actually. Yeah.
In perseverance, you are flexible also. You are open also. You are also able to see your weaknesses. You are able to learn from others. You keep your mind open. If others offer help, you are able to take that. But when a person becomes stubborn, then these things are not there. Then he says, whether right or wrong, I must have it. Perseverant person will not say that, whether right or wrong. He will only go for right.
Right. Thank you. Another interesting question is that I am doing a lot of things for perseverance towards my goal. How do we know when to be perseverant and when to see that an obstacle which has come in front of me is a sign to stop, because I really can't go beyond that obstacle further?
This is what I said. At times, we have to tactically withdraw ourselves from the situation. That obstacle that comes in front of me, where I don't have power to uh, cross it, then stop for a while, look at it, understand it, analyze it. And when you do that, probably you'll be able to find a solution. But the best thing is that you just pause for a while and then empower yourself and then again move further.
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of repetition, but I would like to take this question that everyone has got different specialities and capabilities. And sometimes even we do a lot of hard work. I have willpower to do that. I keep trying again and again, but still can't seem to achieve that. So shall I give up or still keep trying? I'm not getting it after many, say, sort of many trials, but should I give up?
No, never give up, I would say. Never give up. But if it is not difficult for you, then you can talk about it with some experienced person, the person who has little experience of these things. Just share, talk. From learning from others' experiences also helps. So be proactive and share and talk about this thing, and probably solution comes to you.
Okay, great. A sister is asking that I seem to have confusion about spirituality and worldly goals. So, perseverance seems in all the examples that to go after worldly goals. So, does that mean I am not spiritual?
No, it does
Not
not mean that. To achieve worldly goals, no, nothing wrong in it. You have to spiritualize yourself in the sense that whatever you do positive, with good intentions, honesty, with values. And if you are achieving your worldly goals, nothing, worldly goals and spirituality are not two different things. Just amalgamate spirituality in your daily life. That's all.
okay, great. So, in continuation with this, another question is in my spiritual lifestyle, particularly in the month of January, how do I persevere to develop soul consciousness constantly?
We can have different practices. Like when I talk to someone, be soul conscious, making use of the qualities of the soul is being soul conscious, like purity, peace, knowledge, bliss. To be the embodiment of these is also being soul conscious. So, giving a practice that I am the master of this body, and through the body, I'm getting my work done. So, these small, little practices, if we continue to do, then there comes a stage when, like Dari Gulzar, she used to say that they, Dadi Gulzar, she was the chief of the organization. And I had an opportunity to be with her for nearly many years. And she used to guide us. She used to say that this practice of soul consciousness has to be more in our daily routine. Dadis practiced this a lot in the beginning of Yajna, in the beginning of the foundation time of the institution. But Dadi used to say, you have not had that experience. You must give yourself lot of practice of soul consciousness, lot of practice of soul consciousness. Slowly and slowly, it will become a part of us, just as it became very natural with our seniors. Similarly, it will become natural with us. But we need to continuously do it, persevere it.
Great. I'll just take the last question in the interest of time, because this question is quite, I must say, funny. Life is going on smooth for me. I have everything in life. I mean, the status quo. So why should I persevere in life when I have everything?
Fine, if you don't require it. If you don't require it, then you need not have it. Huh? You have everything. I do not know if you like to use it for personal transformation, anything that you like to inculcate in your life, anything that you like to give up from your life. Probably perseverance can be used there, can be useful over there.
Right, great. To each person to his own. That's fine. Okay, thank you so much, Didi. And with this, I would now request Dr. Ashok Mehta to propose the vote of thanks. Yeah, over to you. Yeah.
Om Shanti Asha Ben.
Om Shanti.
It's such a pleasure to listen to you on perseverance. As a surgical oncologist, as a cancer surgeon, perseverance is a way of life. We keep on operating on difficult patients. They do get recurrences, and we treat them still further and never give up hope. I think perseverance is the way of life with most of us who go in the field of surgical oncology, or for that matter, any surgery. Failures, challenges, obstacles, and things are bound to come. And therefore, I think it was a very beautiful exposition of all facets of perseverance. In the field of spirituality, I'm almost there for, I was on the margin for first 5-6 years, but since then almost more than 30 years. And I still persevere. And sometimes I feel that so many things I can change even today. The Baba says that this is like your balyavastha, because then you have to still work on yourself. But I think there is no final way of accepting that this is it. I still enjoy at 84. I still keep on learning things, especially in the field of communication, field of computers. And I think perseverance is the way of life. So thank you very much for bringing a sharp focus, the positivity in perseverance. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
So thank you so much, Dr. Mehta. And before we go on to taking Didi's Drishti, over to Anu sister for the quick announcements. Yeah.
Thank you, Brother Manoj. Yes, after this very empowering, methodical session to bring perseverance in our life, we want to invite you to join us for the workshop on perseverance, as we always do after 1 week, where we'll have experiential exercises to strengthen this value of perseverance in our life practically. And along with that, we'll have Sister Aruna from Kuwait. She will take us through, again, another insightful sharing on perseverance with meditation. So it's happening on Saturday, 15th of January, 7:45 p.m. India time. That's 6:15 a.m. West Coast time. So please note and join. We'll have interpretation as well in French, Spanish, and Portuguese. And our next episode 31 for Values for Life series is Obedience. That's in Hindi, Agyakarita. For that, we'll have Santosh Didi from Russia, St. Petersburg. She is the director of Brahma Kumaris there. And it would be really very nice to go through the spiritual significance of obedience and how to bring into our lives. So it would happen just after 2 weeks, same date, same time, that is 22nd of January, 8:30 p.m. India time, 7 a.m. West Coast, US and Canada. You can find more info and joining info on our website. So please visit us at vyasa.in or vancouver.brahmakumaris.ca. You can find videos of all these sessions on our YouTube channels. Please check us out there, and you can contact us if you need. Thank you so much.
Yes, so thank you, Sister Anu. So we'll now just be in the meditation and take some drishti from Didi. Thank you.
Clear as a mountain stream, pure as the morning light, older than the oldest dawn. I free as a flying bird, with power in my every word, waiting for the truth to be heard. I love for being of light, a soul, a spirit of might, so peaceful, so deep.
So thank you so much, Didi. Om Shanti.